Now that the booking widget has been embedded into our client booking page, we want to take a look at the booking experience from the perspective of the client and how this impacts on the Booking Wizard business at the same time. What we're going to look at doing here is to use the widget to simulate bookings. We're going to look at the email notifications that are received for both the client and the business. And we're also going to take a look at how the dashboard changes to update the bookings section in the quick overview, as well as the actual bookings page. So let's go back to the demo page for the Design Pros company, where we embedded the widget, and we're going to start looking at creating some bookings from this widget. Just a reminder of what we're seeing. Because of our business configuration, when we ran the setup wizard, we can see the company name as Design Pros. We can also see 30 and 60-minute sessions, which we selected as the duration options, the granularity being that we can book at the top of the hour and the half hour. And we can see that the 30-minute session is the default, which was chosen in the options. So I'm going to start by selecting a 30-minute session and then click on the Choose Time button. At this point, we now need to select a day to make sure that the time is available. I'm going to select from August. And the reason for this is I want you to see what happens in the bookings overview for the numbers, the totals that appear there, dependent on the time that you choose. And we'll see that in a second when I do this. Let's look at the 1st of August. The 1st of August is a Saturday. Now, this is actually really important because you will recall that when we set up the business configuration, we chose the working days as being Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday are regarded as weekends for this business. So Saturday is not available. Closed on Saturdays, this business is not open. Please select another date. So we can clearly see there that the days we choose as our working days will correctly show in the widget. We're going to choose Monday the 3rd because we know that Sunday is not a working day either. And now I can see the availability that we set up in the configuration from 9 until 5, 4:30 being the last slot available for a 30-minute booking. Just a note on your working days. If you want to change them at any time, you simply have to go back to the setup wizard, which you can do from the menu at the top of the dashboard, navigate to step 2, change your working days or whatever you want to do, working hours, etc., whatever changes you make, then navigate to the end of the setup wizard and save it. And your widget will update with any changes that you make. So you can at any time modify the settings that you have applied in that setup wizard. They will just be reconfigured and rewritten to your account. All right, let's start with 9 a.m. as the first slot that we're going to book. The next thing we need to do is fill in details. And we're going to keep it fairly generic here. So John Doe is going to be our client, and I do have a client email address that I'm using. The client's going to use whatever they decide. We're just going to put a generic telephone number in here, certainly nothing that is active. And for the purposes of this particular booking, I'm going to leave the comments empty. And again, I'm going to put comments in the next booking so that you can see what happens with the emails as they come in. The summary at the bottom indicates what client has chosen, and we're now going to submit that request. After a couple of seconds, you should see that the booking request has been successfully submitted with the details at the bottom, the appointment details, and the client has the option to book another appointment at that point if they so wish. Now, the first thing I want to do is to have a look at the emails that are going to come in based on this booking. And there already we see 2. I'm running an inbox here of 2 accounts, the Booking Wizard Business and the Booking Wizard Client. The client is the kind of purple color that you see, and the Booking Wizard Business is the darker orange. Let's have a look at the business to begin with. The business has received an email indicating that there's a new booking request. The client details follow and the appointment details underneath that. You will also note that it reads currently pending confirmation. This has not yet been confirmed in your business portal. And if you look at the client email, you're going to see a very similar thing. You've just got the client name. Your booking request for 30-minute session has been received, awaiting confirmation. You will receive a confirmation email once Design Pros has approved your booking, and the details of the booking appear at the bottom of the email. So for every booking that occurs, the business and the client will receive notifications for those bookings not yet confirmed. If we go back to the dashboard now and look at the bookings quick overview, we're going to need to refresh that in order to see the changes. So I'm going to click on the refresh button on that page, and it now shows me In the last three list, the booking that has just been applied, John Doe for a 30-minute session, August 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. for 30 minutes. And we have a total of 1. 0 this month, 0 this week, 0 today. Now, in order to see the effect of what those totals at the top do, I'm going to create another appointment and we're going to confirm something as well. I'm going to do a 60-minute session here. We're going to confirm what happens on days where slots have already been taken. So let's go back to the 3rd of August and see the change that now appears in the slots. And you will see that 9 a.m. no longer exists because it's been booked already. So the first available slot for a booking is at 9:30. You will also notice that because I'm doing a 60-minute booking, the last available time is 4 p.m. I can only book an hour from 4 until 5. So that is correctly showing the available slots based on the configuration that you've set up. I'm going to choose 12:30 as the slot. We're going to fill in the same details, just the generics again. Now, this time I'm going to put some comments in here and we're going to submit this booking. That is done. And if we go back to our emails, we should see the same thing come in. After a second or two, there they are. Both the client and the business have come through. The booking wizard for the business now shows the client notes. Any notes that the client adds to the booking now appear in that booking, and it will be the same for the client. It appears at the bottom, your notes, web design enquiry. If we go back to our dashboard page and we refresh this information, the second booking should now show, which indeed it does. John Doe for a 60-minute session on August 3rd at 12:30. So you'll see the different color badge for 60 minutes and 30 minutes. We now have a total of 2. Now I'm going to do one more booking, but I'm going to do it in the month of July. So let's go back to a 30-minute session. We're going to stay with July here, and we're going to choose, let's go for the 14th of July, for example. That day is free and the slots are available. I'm going to go for 11 a.m. and we're going to fill in the details for that as well. And we're not going to have any comments in that. We'll leave the comments empty and submit the booking. Now, why am I doing this? Because I want to actually have a look at what happens with the dashboard refresh for the month of July. And now you will see you've got 1 this month. A total of 3 bookings have come through, 1 for July, none in this week, and none for today. So this is the booking experience that the client will undergo, also how it affects you as the business. If you want to look at all of the bookings, we're going to look at that in just a second at the bookings page. But the first thing I want to show you as well is just above that, the booking status. In the Essential Plan, you now see that 3 bookings out of 100 have been used, and that progress bar is starting to move. And another indication there that the bookings will reset August 1st. Now, while we're here, let's talk about the currently accepting switch. It is defaulted to on, but if you get to a point where you need to temporarily disable bookings across the board, not only for working days, then you may want to switch it off. Let's just say that you have to go away for a week or 2, whatever it may be, then you'll want to switch your bookings off and save those changes. It's important that those changes get saved. And if we go back to the booking page now and refresh it, we will now see that Design Pros is temporarily unavailable and is unable to accept bookings at this point. When you are free to return, you'd simply come back to your dashboard, switch it back on, and save that status. And you will see that if you go back to the booking widget and refresh the page, your bookings are live once again. So remember that that particular part of the dashboard overrides your working day setup and globally switches the widget off if you have to be away for any significant period of time. Now, we've got 3 bookings in place. We can see them in the quick overview of the dashboard, but let's go and have a look at them in the actual bookings page. So I've clicked on the View All Bookings. You can, of course, go to the bookings page in the menu bar at the top to see this. Now you see a table of all of those bookings and you see action buttons alongside: View, Confirm, and Reject. The reject is there for whatever reason may come up that you are unable to accept the booking. Things can happen, and so you may decide that you need to reject it, and you would indicate to the client why this is the case. The confirm makes sense, and the view button allows you to look at all the information surrounding that particular booking. I can click on confirm, or I can reject it from this box as well. So for the first one, I'm going to confirm this booking. And you're prompted again to be sure that you want to confirm, and we're going to say yes to confirming that. The booking takes a couple of seconds to confirm, and you'll now see in the table that pending has reduced to 2 and confirmed to 1 with a total of 3. The status badge also updates to show that it is confirmed, and the reject button has disappeared. But that still means that you can cancel it at a later point if you need to. Let's go and look and see what's happened with the emails. Now we can see from a business point of view that the booking that you confirmed has now been specified as confirmed with the booking details in your business email. And in the client email, they also receive notification to say that your booking with Design Pros has been confirmed with the details at the bottom of that email. All right, so let's go back and take a look at rejecting an email. I'm going to click on the second one, and I'm going to confirm that I want to reject this. And we can simply say, for example, not available due to an emergency. Let's just submit that, and we're going to reject the booking. Now, the rejection will mark it as cancelled, and there are no further buttons that you can use on the right-hand side of that. You can view the information about the booking, and it simply tells you that it's cancelled. Not available due to an emergency is the comment that you have added. Let's just have a look and see what the emails are telling us about this. So again, for the business, you get the cancellation notification, and for the client, you also get the cancellation with the reason, not available due to an emergency. And then finally, we're going to look at the last booking that is there, and you can confirm or reject from this part as well. So if you did a cancellation or rejection, let's actually do the cancellation from the one that we did earlier. So I'm going to cancel the top one that we confirmed. I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to cancel that. You can give another reason if you want to. I'm just going to bypass that for now and submit it. And you will see that all of these now update as 2 cancelled, 3 total, 1 pending. And again, you will get emails confirming what is actually happening in terms of the notifications. So the business email now has a red box of a cancelled booking, and the client is also going to have a red box of a cancelled booking or appointment as well. Confirmed appointments with green boxes, cancelled appointment with red boxes. And that's effectively how the booking system is going to work from the client point of view and from your business point of view. The only thing you need to remember with this is that there is no calendar involved in the Essential Plan. So although you can see your bookings in your dashboard, you will need to remember that you've now manually got to manage these bookings yourself. That's the process from the aspect of the client as well as the Booking Wizard business setup. All right, so that's it for this one. In the next one, we'll deal with the account page, and we'll move further on with looking at the upgrade option to the professional account as well. We look forward to seeing you then.